we will be doing our code editor. Since previous time I had some modifications which improved the bugs we had previously. Currently there is still undecided bug of what do we do to represent unrecognized key. There is an issue about an error, but I don't think that our problem is the error exactly. I still want to do some kind of representation of unrecognized values. So far there are some ideas, but I don't know anything specific for now. So I will just try to roll with what we have here, just comment it for now and figure it out later. So let's have a little overview of what we currently have. So the main threaded with pipes, everything seems alright. Let's run it. What do we have? So this is our, let's go, yeah. This is our schema of how the process of how the messages are transported. So currently we go through here, transport server receive the request to open and show a file, and so without all this other stuff directly sends response back to the client, and client shows all these lines, right? And now what we have, now if we press a button, for example J, it registers a key press event on the client here from this keyboard mouse, sends it to the server, and server catches it here. So currently we are in this box, right? So what we want to do now, we want to react to these key press events, and we will do it with a key map, this box here. Key map will just do what it says. It maps keys to some actions. For example, we will do movement in the editor Vim style, so it means HJKL is for moving the cursor up, down, left, right. And we will try to implement a simple key map, do an event on the event dispatcher, and then we will try to somehow tell the client, yeah, you can move the cursor down one cell or left, right one cell, like that. Yeah. So if anything is not clear, feel free to ask any questions. So first thing I would like to do, I was thinking that this is not a very nice representation of our JSON RPC request. Maybe we can improve it a bit. I was thinking about implementing a custom format function. And as far as I can tell, Zeek allows to do so. Let's go hasDecal, or maybe we can find some example where this format function is implemented. Here it is a very general function, but once it gets some struct, it I think tries to somehow do magic and decide whether there is a better way of displaying the struct than just what we saw previously, like the build run. Oh, I'm not here. Yeah, actually this one. I'm confused tabs here. This one is not very pleasant to see. For example, well, actually, what we want to see here? At least method, I think, right? but it's still not much, this method. Yeah, maybe we don't even need to do that. Yeah. Can just leave with what we have now. Okay, so let's just get to it, right? So we want to implement a key map. Yeah, and let me, by the way, check. Does it really work? Does it? How's the sound? Does it really work? Yeah, I think the sound is all right. Okay, with that out of the way. Yeah, hi to Steph. How you doing? Let me, by the way, this board has been laggy a bit. Yeah. Couple 1 to 3. Yeah, works. Fine. Alright, so now let's implement a key map. There are several ways of implementing it. Hey, Beza, hello. What's maybe we can find what's that? Is this some kind of Chinese, Japanese? Oh, Confucius. Is this Chinese? Okay, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Yeah, it's awesome to step. I'm also doing good. Really, I have really good mood right now, so I decided to stream a bit. So now we will try to come up with a good implementation of... let's create one more tab here. Yeah. And maybe Control Shift N. No. Control Shift Enter. And Control Shift E. No. So I want to do a horizontal split with inside Kitty. How? Maybe Control Shift. Yeah, I think I disabled it. Okay, this one is fine too. Never heard of Zik. Well, there is a 10-second introduction for you. Zik is a simple language, it says so on the main page. No hidden control flow, no hidden memory allocations, no macros, no preprocessor, but amazing. Just amazing. Go to ziglang.org, there is a link in the chat. And feel free to ask any questions if you have any. And by the way, if you are into Zik, join Discord channel. It's great. People there are really great. So let's go to maybe take a look at several examples. So what's up with... Yeah, here. Oh, you can't find a command. Yeah, I need to switch to the fish because I don't have it in bash. Yeah, amp, and let's go to cocoon as well. So let's go to cocoon config. Yeah, how is it called? rc, right. So how do you do... yeah, let's do it in one window at a time. No big deal. Let's start with amp. Amp is quite actually simple. So here is a key map. In the YAML file, there is normal mode, select line mode. So there are several modes. And you just have a key and you specify what you want to do with that key. Pretty simple, and I really like it. It is not programmatic in some ways, right? It's not very flexible, but at the same time it is easy to implement, and it is not... it is quite hard to go wrong with it, right? You can't make mistakes which you're going to debug for the next hour or 2 hours or so. So Beza says, I'm only just learning at college. I don't think I can pick up that language easily. Well, I think that Zeek is a quite easy language. And you don't have to be a smart guy, girl, whatever, like computer sciencey, right? It's very simple. It's, I would say simplicity is comparable to Python or Ruby, a little bit higher. You have to consider more things, but Zeek tries to be helpful with the things you consider, so it's quite a good choice for a low-level language. And as Two Step says, it's way simpler than Rust or C++. So if you want to do some low-level stuff, you might find Zeek very pleasing. Let's go to CAC-RC, or CAC-RC, Cocoon, the original name is. So this is how we do options in Cocoon. We say there is a little language, and we say map, we say a scope, global. There are several scopes like window, buffer, global, and we do first we type a key and then we type what to do. And in this this way you can also type, for example, this comma previously was this is comma here. It previously was enter user mode, and I don't like comma for enter user mode, so I use space. And it's kind of you read top to bottom, and the precedence matters because as you go from top to bottom, you have to account what means what, and it's like a little language, and it has some benefits, of course, but at the same time, I don't think it is 100% justified. It's a good experiment, as I think, but I don't think I would like to aim for that. So I think we should also take a look at maybe Emacs. Emacs does something similar to Cocoon. Let's go to maybe this Emacs, and I will need to do larger font now, right? So how do I do that? Font, menu set font. Yeah, let's do it like so. Okay, let's go to init file. Yeah. And for example, take a look at key bindings. Say in the default. Yeah, this is a good example. We have some functions, and we basically just do programming language, full flexible programming language, Lisp, and we programmatically say, hey, this is a key. We encode the key, and we want it to run this function when we run this key, when we press this key or this key combination, right? It's a full-blown language, and we're definitely not going to go this way so far. So far we try to be simple, but for the record, this is how Emacs does it. Then I think we should take a look at how Viz does it and how Vim does it as well. NeoVim, let's go here. Yeah, I actually don't know how to do NeoVim, so maybe we can find a NeoVim config GitHub. Someone popular who knows how to do configs in NeoVim, and maybe let's look at mappings. Okay. So it kind of it is similar to Cocoon. As I understand it, it takes a key and then it says that we want it to remap to what this key combination does. Yeah? Let me know if my understanding is not complete here. I think it is the first time I'm watching at Vim config. I did some graphical config when I tried it, but I didn't try to remap any keys. Well, it looks similar to how Cocoon does it. So I'll just assume that it is how it is done. And let's take a look at this. Maybe we can find map. Map. Is this a map like a hash, or is this a map like a key map? Yeah, it's like a map, a data structure. So do we have anything else like a key map? Keys. Keyboard handling implementation. Yeah, it uses lib term key, same as Vim. Vim is actually the maintainer of the lib term key library. Yeah, let's spend a couple more minutes trying to find how to do key bindings. Maybe bind. Add read line. Yeah, I think config def h. Okay, so is this compile time bindings, really? Same as this suckless stuff, right? Suckless org, something like that. This site has quite a lot of good stuff. I used ST terminal emulator and DWM, a window in manager for X. Quite cool, and there is also compile time configuration. I think it's cool, like just recompile it. They also say on their site like compile time configuration is cool because it frightens all the newbies with their stupid questions. Maybe it's a bit too harsh, right? But the same, it makes sense. Makes sense, nevertheless. So I think we will not go as far as do compile time bindings. I'm sure there is Lua binding for also remapping the keys. Yeah, let's spend a couple more minutes to find. Maybe there is Lua bindings for the keys. API documentation, probably, and manual pages. Bindings. Okay, this says default, so means we can remap it. Lua bindings. Well, Lua bindings is not key bindings. Maybe key is going to be a better way to find. Okay, so manual page doesn't say anything about it, and this is same page. So I think we are out of luck. Or it means that it doesn't really implement dynamic key bindings. Okay, so for now, I think our best choice is to use AMP style key bindings, which is YAML file. I have nothing against JSON, but I think YAML is more readable format. You don't have to put these double quotes everywhere. And I think we can also have a default file with all these settings somewhere in our file. Yeah, I also should say that I previously considered editor config, but it does not have a lot of things. It has kind of very hard to implement configuration file format for all this stuff, for this globin, for example. In Zik I didn't find any globin, so if I want to implement it, I have to implement this globin, and there are priorities top to bottom, but in the essence it does not really provide a lot of useful stuff. It has like let's maybe find formal specification, right? Yeah, it has just a handful of options, like very, very limited use. Tries to be like compatible between all the editors, and I understand that, but at the same time it does not provide any extension points, and at the same time being quite hard to implement correctly. So this is my general perspective on this, but maybe it is for just this time. Maybe in future I will change my mind, I don't know. Yeah, Beza, thanks for following. I hope you will like what you see. Okay, so let's. I think I have chosen the correct way to format. Would that work? Let's see. Simple and boring human-readable data format for Zig. Okay, is this like ini file? YAML highlighting used. That's JSON. Okay, so what's the gist of this? Let's read a bit and make it a bit. Yeah, and 125 should be right. Simple and boring human-readable data format for Zig. ZZZ syntax describes a tree of strings. It has little syntactic noise and is really easy to implement. The spec does not force any specific rules for escaping or number parsing, and the current implementation optionally uses Zig's standard library for converting numbers. Nodes in the tree are slices into the text. Okay. ZZZ focus is to be a simple and lightweight format. This library implements a static tree which has 0 allocations. Here is an example reading a tree. This implementation is being iterated on while I use it for another project. API stability isn't a guarantee quite yet and will also be subject to changes as Zig changes. Okay. So let's take a look. Does it allow to do parsing not as a generic tree, but in a data structure? Like, for example, I did a little bit research, and there is Zig YAML by kubecon, and what it does is that you can define a struct, and you can parse things into this struct. Let's find out if that is true for this parser. So 2step says, I honestly haven't used it much myself, just heard about it being discussed in Zig channels. Yeah, it's alright. I think it's quite good because YAML, it's actually quite hard. Every time I use YAML, I generally use maybe 15% of all the specification, and it looks very general and very hard. For example, even here it has explicit documents, meaning that you have several YAML files inside a single file. Yeah, and I have never used this feature. Okay, so far it looks like YAML. Building and examples. Well, a tree of strings. Is this a struct compatible tree of strings? Lua strings will skip the first new line if it's empty. Oh, what's up with Lua? Is it inspired by Lua syntax? Yeah, I guess. Comments. So let's go to tests. Maybe example date examples. Okay. Building, loading, static, imprint, static tree. Okay, let's just go one by one. So it's building tree. So far, nothing too exciting. It's not what we are looking for. Loading particles, particles ZZZ. Let's go to particles ZZZ. Oh, it uses semicolon, right? Yeah, semicolon as well. Kind of cute. Like minified JSON style. Okay. Maybe static imprint. Okay, so I like this. Attack. Attack. Attacks. Monster has multiple attacks. Name, health. And tree node. Invert strings, tree show, debug print, okay. Node imprint. Node imprint monster. So it looks like it supports it. What does it load again? Where do we find? The dragon has exactly 35 nodes. Okay, let's look at the nodes. It looks interesting. JSON cobalt particles dragon. X name breathes fire. Complex arbitrary data. Okay, so so far it looks cool. What's static tree? Do we parse directly into the tree? So far it looks cool. What's static tree? Cobalt has exactly 51 nodes. Okay. Why I'm not? Why do we need to specify it, by the way? Okay, so it definitely looks interesting. I think I will have to give it a closer look. So for now, I think I will save it somewhere here. And we will start with YAML, because I think it has a good interface. It allows just in several lines of code to parse into the structure that we have. We start with that, and I will take a closer look at ZZZ. Maybe we can use some nice features from here, because with YAML I'm pretty familiar with this format. Maybe there are some perks I would like to use, and since they're pretty similar, we won't have like big trouble converting from one format to another. Okay, thank you for this format. So let's try with this Zig YAML, yeah. So we want to have something similar, right? Maybe we don't have to specifically have just a set number of modes. We can have user-defined modes, no problem. But we will need to have a very variable amount of modes and variable amount of keys inside these modes. Okay. Let's start with that. So we should go here, here. And we do what? We do to create a config file, probably in the source tree. I don't know. Okay, config.yaml, and probably we don't want to call it config. Maybe Kisa rc.yaml. Yeah. I like that way files called what they are, and it doesn't get lost if you just accidentally rename the directory or something like that. And we'll have basic this setup. Okay, copy and paste. It does not want to paste. Oh, I have the whole my. Oh, it was not correct key map on my keyboard. So I didn't realize there is a Zig YAML project. I remember reading about kubectl needing a subset of JSON or something link related, I think. Yeah, and we also only need a subset of YAML, like the simplest subset of YAML, maybe 10-15% of the whole specification. We should be fine with that. So let's, we will only have a normal mode for now. Yeah, let's start with that. Let's add cursor move. I'm not sure about this exact formatting for the command, because this is from Rust project. I believe they have something like this for functions. We probably want something like cursor dot move left, yeah, something like that, or just like this, cursor move left. No idea. Let's just do it for now. Okay, so we need J, K, and L. J is going to be move down, yeah. K is going to be move up and move right. Yeah. And just for the API, so we don't have some problems, because now we can't create more modes. Let's also do insert. And generally for any key, we want to have some kind of insert key, insert character. Is this going to work? Like a general substitution. Default action, maybe like this, default. Because this kind of Zig style, but at the same time we want to be more explicit, I think, most of the time. We don't try to save on typing here. Default insert character, and yes, character, not this char, like car, but whatever, insert character. And let's have maybe some special, yeah, what about control sequences, right? We should have something related to control sequences. How do we encode them? Like so, maybe. Like quit. Is this the way? And for example, Control Alt, something like this. We will need just to parse these things. Well, Emacs does it like this. Some editors require angle brackets, like so. And since the syntax highlighting still says is green, maybe it's even a valid YAML key format. Let's look at AMP. Does it do some funny stuff with escape characters? Let's go to AMP and take a look at their documentation. Yeah. Documentation, please. Here. Configuration. Key bindings. Modifiers. Oh, it does Control S, wildcards, and key bindings. So it kind of also has this preference. So yeah, what's the point of doing just underscore if you're not going to do some kind of encoding in like, what's the point of making useful as a fallback value. Yeah, maybe I'm missing something, but I think this is kind of redundant. Making this logic for the priority. Top is most priority, bottom is less priority. Multiple commands. Yeah, we definitely want to have multiple commands. The way AMP does things, I think, is pretty cool. Most of the editors do it inside the source code, but in AMP you can actually specify multiple commands just in the config file. So you implement some kind of core functions, and in the config file you say what you want this key to implement, and you just type several core functions and they do all the work. So it's good that we remembered about this one. Okay, so for now we do what? What did we even want to do here? I forgot. If you use underscore when you have to escape underscore, select default better. Yeah. Also a good reason why default is better. So I think this one ctrl control, and we will have meta for command on Mac OS and for alt on Windows and Linux. Yeah, like so. Let's leave it this way. Yeah, we'll have also control S, for example, like save, and meta D, like delete a word. Something like that, right? And we probably want to have some check in the future that this is a real function. Okay, and one more, maybe we have something, a sequence of commands. What do we want to have as a sequence? Let's try to make up a simple sequence. For example, move diagonally bottom right, like so, right? Okay, let's make, like, you know, in these, not old, but in roguelikes, N is a character where you do two moves at the same time. You do a move down and move to the right. Yeah. And to the right. Yeah. So we have our general. This is not going to be a part of code editor, so please don't be afraid. This will be, but this one is just to check that we can parse these things as well. Okay, now what we want to do? We want to load our config when we start, right? Let's also think, do we have a config on client or on the server? It's a bit hard, right? When we run our editor the first time, it loads both client and the server. So if we connect the client to the same server, we probably won't have same shortcuts for our editor. Yeah, I think on the server is correct. Okay, so let's do our config. Let's do it at the topmost, as a topmost struct. It doesn't matter, but we will do it like so. Config. Nothing too fancy so far. And we want to have config key map, right? Pub const key map. Also a struct. Yeah. And like so, key map. Yeah. So now, what we want to have in our key map. Let's take one more look. So this is our config file This is our key map, namespace scope, and we want to have mode, which maps to a key, which maps to one or several commands, right? So we want to have mode. Modes, key mode, and this key mode is a map of keys to commands, right? It's a map. What's the best map here to use? Let's take a look at the extended library. Okay, you don't want to work. Okay. It's all here. No. Yeah, the problem with that, I can't make my editor work with these tabs at the bottom. Well, you see them? It is key specific tabs, and my editor does not work really well. At least I can't program it so it works well with these tabs. I have some problems with that. Okay, we don't need it anymore. Yeah. Okay, here it works. Here it works. Works. Okay, so far it works. Okay, we want where we're in Zig, and we want to have some map, right? Map Zig. Hash map, array hash map, comp time, string map. Well, comp time, we probably don't want comp time. We want config to be editable. Yeah, we discussed it about comp time configuration a little bit before. Something like std auto hash map action. Yeah, something like that. Let's try to find it inside somewhere. Auto hash map. Okay. Let's find the definition. Okay, let's one more attempt. Const auto hash map equals. So it's here, and we go to hash map. So it's in hash map. Okay. And get auto equal fan. Bring hash map. Auto hash map. Okay. So do we want a string? We probably want a key, right? Yeah, thinking of it, we probably want to have, this is our key map. We have a mode. Yeah, we can have a key mode, no problem here, like struct key mode, like like a name, like so, like no problem here. But for these, we probably want to have a key, because we want to have control meta c to be represented as a key. We don't want to parse it every time, but at the same time we have some default values which is not a key. There is no such key as a default. And actions, yeah, I think action, an array of actions, is a correct abstraction here. But for the keys we need something better than strings, right? So what could it be? We can use a union of a key and some special combinations. If default is like a single, like very single, how do I say it? Like the only special key, if the only special key is default, then we can probably just store it like so, like modes, and in the mode we have a name, we have a default action, and we have key map again, right? Yeah, let's make terms straight. So we have mode, specific state which decides what set of button key maps we use. For example, normal mode allows easy navigation, whereas insert mode, maybe in these double quotes, insert mode allows insertion, like character typing. Yeah, like so. Now, mode is here. Now, what we have? Action. Yeah, we have action. Specific set of, oh, just one, right? Action. Because we have an array of actions. Yeah. Specific function that gets triggered upon a key press or similar event. Okay, and we want to have some kind of, what's key map, right? Is key map a global thing, or we should call key bindings, and that key map is this pair of key and actions? Let's think a bit. What do we call just one pair of key and an action? One or several action? As I say, programming, not as I say, but as people say, programming, two hardest questions is cache invalidation and naming variables. So here we are. Key pair. Key pair. Maybe a little bit better question, because this is already an action. What's that? Not specifically a key, because we have a default, but at the same time I don't have a good naming for it. Yeah, maybe we can call it whatever now and just decide it later when we have better ideas. At the same time we will use it right now. Let's call it then key, like binding, right? Maybe we need yeah, Merriam-Webster, please tell us what's a key. Key. Okay, metal instrument, any of various devices, means of getting prevented entrance. Okay, round 12, an adjective. Maybe binding will be better, because key is quite many meaning word. The action of one that binds. Okay, material or device used to bind. So it doesn't really include any programming definitions. But at least English is alright as well. Okay, maybe we can just call it a key then. Maybe not straight key, but key. Oh, this is killing me. Oh man. Let me find some inspiration. Key bindings. Wildcards. Multiple commands. Yeah, I think I want it not an action but a command. Yeah? Yes, according to this schema, I think command is a better word, because every key press that we want to send to the server, it commands something, but it also can query, right? It's like an action. Yeah, I see some useful cases where you can query an action as a query. For example, in Vim we have like Vim. Let me open. What do I have here? Like borg.log and Vim borg.log, right? And you have like control G, right? And it queries some information here. So not every action is a command, so I think action is a very good word. Let's also write it down, since we came to this beautiful revelation. Action can be a command or a query. And wildcard, key binding. Well, I think pair is called key binding. Yeah. This pair is a key binding, just one, and there are several key bindings. So this one is just yeah, still no idea. Please. I really need to name this correctly, I think. At least I can't move forward without naming it correctly. Synonyms. Action. We'll use some dictionaries. I don't do this very often, but when I have to, I kind of have no other choice. State. Work. Dressing, bandaging, whoa. Cover, back. Oh, attraction is like a binding spell, right? Maybe key, some synonyms. Yeah, it's also a bit confusing because this key is like a key in a map data structure. A key in the map data structure is also a key like a keyboard key. And if we name it key, like the first part of a key binding is like... Okay, we'll do it now. Key. First part of a key binding, which represents a pressed key that corresponds to a number of actions. Okay. Yeah. Map, modes, like so. We have several modes. Now we have a key mode. We have a default action for the whole key mode. I think that's a correct decision. And we will have key bindings, which is what? Which is an array of actions, or rather it is std auto hash map of key to array of actions. And yeah, we need to do this keys.key like so. Okay, and now we need just an action, and pub const action. There's a struct, I guess. So here it is a bit tricky. We probably want to have speed, so we don't want to have like an array of strings like so. Const, yeah. This is most obvious option, but it means that on every execution of our actions, when we press a key, we'll have to parse the string, and maybe not parse, but we have to guess which function to choose. And I believe that we will have some kind of this stuff. We'll have if we use std mem, like mem.eql u8, and we have like insert character and our action, right? Action. Okay, and yeah, and we go like do that, yeah, and else not else if the same stuff here, and it's going to be like move cursor left and other stuff. Oh man, I'm sleepy. This is not very good to do on every key press, I believe. Maybe we can find a better way. So two-step says, isn't it actually be a map from a sequence of keys to actions? A sequence of keys to actions. How do you imagine a sequence of keys to actions? You mean like H and maybe A and maybe S, like so, sequence of keys? And maybe you can clarify it a bit. I don't think I understand you completely here. Okay. Yeah, we were talking about actions. So I think that we need some kind of an array of function pointers, but they will have to be kind of same signature, and I'm not sure if we can allow that. Can we have same function signature for every key press? And yeah, maybe we can have that. So we don't have a lot of input for these functions, I think, right? We have only like action function. We'll have current mode, I guess. Yeah, maybe we can make it a outer one. like so. We'll have config. Do we even need the config? If here we go key press, so we have a key. Then we can probably have some kind of press, release, double click. Do we want that? Well, probably not. Probably it is too complicated. Well, at the same time, we want some kind of mouse functionality that double click like so, triple click like so. Yeah, we can worry about it later, like key chords. Yeah, key is actually a good way to do like distinguishing between single press, multiple press. I think it's a good way. So for now we can leave it because we can always add it later, I believe. It won't be easy, but it won't be hard as well. Just a little bit of typing. Key, we want to have current mode. Yeah, where do we have our mode? In client mode or server mode, maybe? Display window dot mode. Okay. Oops. Yeah, like so. Do we even need this mode? We only need an action. Okay. So I think I have confused myself a bit here. In action, we want to have an array of pointers, and these pointers are functions. Maybe not array, but a hash map of functions. So like so. An action const. Oh, I think our action is not that. Yeah. Is this right? Is this how we do it? Is Zik happy about it? Yeah, I don't think I understand what they really want to implement here. This is why I have some troubles. Man, it's so hard. I didn't think key map bindings is going to be that hard to wrap my mind around it. Okay, let's do it the stupid way for now. Just action is what? An action is just a string, right? Nothing too complicated. Okay. So this is our config. This is our representation of this file. Maybe later we will do some processing to turn these actions into function pointers, right? For now we can do it like so. Just not to stay in one place for too long. I think we have already spent enough time on it. Now we can move to actually parse this file, right? Let's do it on the server. Yeah. Currently we run in threaded mode. It means that when we run this stuff, we run server and client, and server in this threaded mode will be run in another thread. We also have fork, where we use server in another process, but we use threaded mode for debugging purposes. So let's go to the server. Here's our server, and right when we start our server, we want to read config file. Server read config. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the server. I'm kinda curious to see how the YAML parse and lib works. Well, I don't think there is like too much exciting. It doesn't strike me as a very hard parser to write. Probably you just go one character at a time and you decide where you go. Just a simple, how's it called? Final state machine parser, right? I think something like that. Maybe I even took a quick peek at it. That's why I remember. Let's go to the server and we say that we want to read config. And for now we don't have any options in the config because we will assume that config is in the same directory where we have our file, where we run the program. And we probably want to have a config global like so, right? And for now, all we do is self. Yeah, we will need self here, of course. We have self, like keyword self. Yeah, let's use that keyword self. I like this more. I would say self and config equals config dot parse, and we specify Kisa rc.yaml file. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds right. And we'll need a function here, parse, that expects path as a string value, and it returns self here. Yeah. And probably errors too, because such is life. Such is life. Okay, so we have our config, and we have we kind of have our tree. So YAML will, I'm sure YAML will have troubles with this auto hash map. So for now, let's take a little bit, make a little bit of research on the YAML. Let's take a look at tests. I think it is a good way to start. How does it represent? How does it represent hashes? Oh, do we have hashes? Is this actually a hash map, or is this an array of key bindings? Hash map has a benefit that it is fast, right? But at the same time, we won't have a lot of hash maps. We'll have around maybe 100, maybe 200 hash maps. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at readme. If you say there are good examples. So far, no key maps. Here we have an array of arrays, which is fine. I think a hash map is out of question for parsers, because it's not standardized, I think, in some way. And for example, JSON parse also does not implement hash map, as I remember. Maybe it implements. Yeah, I shouldn't say what I don't know for sure. So we were checking out if we have some way to represent hash maps, multilib. simple YAML test.zig. Okay. So far nothing too exciting. We have an implementation of simple and an equal function for simple. Oh, I see, it's just to compare the result. libtbd. Let's take a look at how this is used. We have an array of structs, tagged union, a nullable array of structs, array of strings. Yeah, probably array is our best choice for now. Yeah, let's use an array. So here we want to have key bindings. Let's leave a comment. Since we want to use our automatic parsing for now, we use an array of key bindings instead of a hash map. Expect our key bindings to not exceed 100 in total, so linear array search shouldn't be a bottleneck. Yeah, we will maybe we should have some way like optimize. Is this it? Yeah, maybe we can just leave it as a comment, right? And we will use key bindings, an array of key binding. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Const key binding. Let me quit of this one, and I will also my phone to do not disturb mode. Yeah, and key binding is just a struct of two values. So we had keys keys.key and action array of action. Okay, it's a lot of a lot of things, but hopefully all of that will be just automatically converted to what we wanted to be converted to. Okay, let's follow some examples from Zig YAML, and yeah, we should also have like a submodule here, right? The git submodule init. Yeah, let's go to git submodule. Add. Okay, we can do that. Add. Right, now we want to go to our build file. Is this right? Okay, let's make sure that we compile with this stuff. Zig build. Unused function parameter, of course. Missing field config. Oh yeah, right. Config. on init. Config on init. It is probably correct that we want to do config on init, right? Yeah? Yeah, I think so. Try read config. Do we have allocator probably? Ali. Yeah. And we go here, read config, and we use Ali mem allocator, and we make it a private function, and we return config, and we say return, like so. Yeah, probably like so, if I want to do it on init. Yeah, well, we don't really care about clients, text buffer, display window, we just care about allocator, so we can allocate our config. Yeah? No, Zig build. Unused. Yeah. Of course. Yeah, okay. Expected found void. Okay. So annoying. But we have to endure. Then we have to some kind of initialize. Yeah, just tell key map equals undefined. Like so. Expected type 711. Just delete this line. Okay, we have it compile. So yeah, let's maybe create a commit. We have our structure, we have our file. I think it's good enough to do a commit of what we have. We want to commit Kisa c.yaml. We want to also process src main. .zig. Yep. Let's take a look at what we have in our git index tree. Yeah, that looks fine. What's that? Ah, it's just a directory, I see. Okay, let's commit structure and example file for the config. Okay, let's now go to build and try to include our library here. So, how do we do it? I have no idea. Let's go to Zig documentation for the help. Zig build system. Okay, maybe there are some examples for us. I don't see any examples. Okay, let's go to Borg. It's a project that uses several libraries. All right, it uses Gyro, and Gyro does this management for you. Yeah, let's go to new courses. Oh wow, this tab, please. This window. Okay, so what do we do? Right, so we don't have it here. So hard. Programming isn't hard. Hard is naming things and knowing what to write in order for compiler to understand your intent. These are two hardest things in programming. Add executable. I have very bad memories about going to build std build.zig. Very bad memories. 300. 3000 lines. build.zig. Maybe here. Test that library. Oh, I think I remember. There is a GTK library for Zig. This one. Let's see build.zig. Ah, it's not that. Yeah, I need help. Need help. Is that a diff viewer? It's nice. Off by 1 errors. Yeah, off by 1 errors. In not C land, it's kind of better because you don't do a lot of loops with this, where you can make one-off errors. The diff viewer is Delta. I also just recently installed it. I think it's really cool. Here, have a link. Yeah, looks nice and quite configurable. So far I didn't configure much, but stock settings look quite good. There is also this view, like side-by-side view, like in GitHub. So if you use it full screen, I think it's cool. But I like this traditional style more. Okay, so we are on a quest to find a library which doesn't use gyro, zig mode or anything like that, and just what do we need to write in order to say that we have a file here and please use it. Yeah, sure. Build. Maybe we can add the library or something like that. Let's find a way what this exe is. So it is libexe obj step. Okay. Add package path. Okay, let's take a look. Add package path. Okay, we need self. Yes, we have exe, name, package index path. Okay, I think it is what we really need. Thank you. Yeah, let's just do that. B, add package path, and it cannot fail. So we just need to supply a name and package index. Okay, we'll use YAML zig, or what was it? Let's close all these tabs. Zig YAML. Yeah, I think we'll call just YAML. And path is zig YAML. What do we need to include exactly? src main, I guess. Maybe examples will tell us. Import YAML. Is there a file YAML.zig? No. Maybe build zig will tell us what YAML is. src main.zig. Okay. Add static library YAML. How does it work, by the way? Can we somehow import build file and use this line? Yeah, I don't know. We'll just use this option. Zig YAML. Yeah, zig YAML. Zig YAML src main.zig. And we say that we want to be in main. We want to import YAML. And we want to use this library here. So we have our self, right? We want to parse self. Let's go to main page. Simple try untyped dot parse. We need untyped, okay. Untyped try YAML load, okay. Let's just copy what we have here, right? So we have untyped, defer untyped deinit, std testing expect equal, okay, we don't need that. Map, we don't need that. And we go with this. So we have our config. This is result. You want to parse self, and yeah. Std testing allocator. So we want an allocator here. Mem.allocator. Yeah. Source is source a path. Oh, source is this string. Okay, so can we use not a string but some kind of stream, writer, reader, whatever. Or maybe we can just read the file, right? Is this right? Yeah, okay, let's just read the file. So we have path. Somewhere we had the reading file, and I remember it being a very difficult task to do, so we will just reuse the code we have. In the server, create new text buffer, send text, accept open file request. Yeah. Open file, text, blah blah blah. Yeah, like so. B add package YAML path, then import. Yeah, that is what I did to stop. Thank you. We'll see if this works indeed. If I don't like the green color, because it means it is some kind of a variable, whereas it should be a struct. But we will see. Maybe I need to just restart the language server. So here we read our text. Yeah, open file and read. Path. Allocator. Then we defer what we have read, but this one we don't need to they need it. Init it. Or do we? Can we init this one? I kind of don't want to keep track of this untyped stuff in order to init it if I want to init the result. Okay, it should be like so. And can we init result? So let's take a look. Let's save, let's go to the YAML main. We have init, we want to have function parse. So parse is t, type t. Yeah, I don't think we can init this stuff. Okay. Yeah. So do we just keep this stuff around for the sole reason to init it later? Is this the way to go? I don't like it. So yeah, let's maybe revise what we have here. So this is memory, and we want to be very careful with memory. Here we read file. Here we free the read file after we are done with it. here we say that we want to parse untyped YAML, and here we say that we want to delete it if error happens further in the function, but if not, we want to keep the memory. And here we say that we want to parse it into a structure, whereas structure is config. This is our config struct, and we want to return just the config, and we want to have we want to denit config, right? So it means we will have to keep this here, I guess. Yeah, probably, yeah. Okay. So YAML or untyped or like source, yeah? Source, what's the type again? YAML, like so. Yeah, it seems like so. Yep. It also has arene and all this stuff, so we can keep allocator stuff here. Yeah. So source goes here, and we return it like so. We have our key map. We go like here, and we say that source is untyped, like so. Dot. Yeah. And we also want to have a way to denit our config. Denit config void, and we say yes, self of course, self. So the denit, oh, source, yeah, source that denit. Cool. And on the server, where is our server? Const server. Want to denit also denit config. Okay, we're done with the initialization. Okay, so is this going to work now? Yeah. Let's build it. Zik will help us with all the errors. No, member add package path. Yeah, I think I did a wrong thing in here. exe, like so. What? No. I had just thought that it compiled for the first time. Of course, it's silly me. Unused local constant. Okay. Oh well. Let's take a look. Maybe there are some no pull requests. Okay. Is this what we'll have to deal with? Well, okay. Let's try. Fork. Code. Copy. Want to do what? Git submodules, please. Git sub. What's up? Git modules. I see. Zig YAML. Yep, we use that one. And we want to use a branch, I think. Branch would be good. Is this like this? Like this? What's submodule? Submodules. Branch. Oh, I think we can just do it with Zig tools, and it will update this file automatically for us. Yeah, well, let's not do that for now. Zig, we have our Zig. Let's go to this file or repository, Zig YAML, and we run Zig build, just Zig build.
Spirits from the other world.
Yeah, main. What was it? 178. Okay.
Just a game.
Oops. Zig build. Okay.
Just a
A2. Sorry.
Just a game.
Where am I? Zig YAML. SRC main. It's not 82. Oh, parse. I see. Parse. 82. Yep.
Just a game.
What does it say? Unused function parameter. Okay.
Well, I guess there's nothing for us to worry about. We're the ones that have the bomb.
Unused local. Okay.
Just a game. Just a game.
Okay.
Just a game.
Extremely interesting.
Just a game.
Use local constant 577. Sorry, it's not parzik 5. It's changed, yeah. Use local constant 600.
Just a game.
Use local constant 630. This const pause somewhere else. Here also unused. No, here we use it. Okay. Okay, it builds. How about test? Oh, it also has main branch. Yeah. Very good. Okay, we'll create unused variables fix. So what we have here, we zig char, zig out. You didn't have it? Or you don't have zig ignored? Oh, okay. Main.zig, c parse. We say fix and use local variables. Yep. So what's up with my internet? Are you alive? My laptop is quite hot. Let me actually. I use this book as a way to cool down my laptop. I just put it so that it doesn't melt whatever it touches. Why the months where every Zig developer is busy fixing AST check errors. Yes. So true. So what's up with my internet? Let me... Is video buffering? Let me just refresh the page on Twitch. And maybe camera alright? Yeah, camera seems alright. It's a bit higher, but it should be alright. Yeah. And about these errors, we will have like even more changes. I saw like quite a huge list of accepted proposals which are also breaking, so I'm waiting for that moment. We'll have like maybe 5 or 6 breaking changes, and we'll have async stuff redone at least at some point, I think. So it will be a lot of stuff to fix. So we have our unused variables. Yeah, now we try to build our Kisa. Alright, I love it a lot more. 5, 3, 8. Main. 5, 3, 8. Yeah, sure, no problem. Here we go. And use of undeclared identifier. Open file and read. Oh yes, yes, it is a private function on the server, right? It's not so simple, not so simple. So is this just a utility function? Or we just do this one? Then const text equals, yeah, like so. File, we have file here, std, fs, open file absolute, path, file close, blah blah blah. Yeah, that seems alright. Source is undeclared and the identifier source text. Okay, expected type keymap found config. Is self the keymap or config? Miscusi? Oh, I see, I see. That is right, that is right. Oh, I see, I see. We want to have keymap here. We want to also untype parse. Okay, it's a bit, a bit confused. Let me think a bit. In the config, we have keymap and source, whereas source is our YAML file for now, but we will consider other options, and a keymap. And what we want to parse is actually not only a keymap. Yeah, this is not going to work, because when we say parse, we expect a structure that has all the fields that are in YAML file. But here we don't actually have all the fields that are in YAML file, because we have this source file and it is for bookkeeping purposes, for initialization, deinitialization, right? So we probably don't want to have this file, this here. We want to have like a general structure and a config which represents this a config which is going to represent all this stuff, and a general file that will include config, but it will also do all the bookkeeping stuff. Okay, pub const. Oh, what do we say? config. Can we just rename this stuff? Configuration file. Config. Struct. Which will have configuration file. Is this right? Probably not. Which will have source for sure. YAML.yaml. And that is going to have like the structure, or the structure, the actual config. Is this like a config factory or some stuff? Bookkeeping, because we want to have a pure structure. Or maybe config implementation. Naming things again. What are our options? I wonder why I don't have already prepared solutions in my head. I thought I have read quite a lot of code, and so I would find solutions to such questions easily, but apparently... Oh no, I was thinking too much of myself. And whereas high self-esteem is okay, here it doesn't help. Well, at least I don't feel bad about it. That is one plus. One advantage. Okay, we'll just call it config config file, config. Config is configuration, and configuration, like the whole structure, is Okay, maybe I should sleep a bit with this idea. We'll just call it config file. Yeah, config file. Config info. Config info. Maybe it's better than config file. Maybe it's better than config file. Maybe even this one is config file. Maybe source is still better. Config info. Actually, I like config info. That is good. That is good. Config info. Like enterprise Java style config info, and this is yeah, this is config info and config info container. I think we have solved the case. Yeah. Okay, when I think of it, maybe config and config container is better Java style. Let's go with that. I like it. It's kind of joking, but at the same time I don't have a better option. Config and config container. Perfectly. Factory adapter. And we probably will need an adapter for this source. Yeah, imagine we have implementation of several, like YAML, JSON stuff, and adapter is actually this source adapter. We'll have like config source adapter. Factory, probably not yet. We will have to make like a very flexible config to have a factory for it, but for now we'll be good with container. Let's leave a smiley face here. Okay. I really like it. Beautiful. And yeah, we will have like dneat for the container stuff, right? Here. And parse also for container stuff here. Yeah, this is just structs We don't care. And this is our functions. Correct. So now we go to the server where we had a fan in it. In the server, please. Server here. Read config. Yeah, let's go to read config. Config. Oops. Config container.parse. We got our config container. And here as well. And are you going to build now? Use of undeclared. Yeah, sure, we can fix that. Config container. Yep. No member named key map. Instruct. Oh yeah, sure, no problem. No problem. Okay, it compiles. Now does it parse? Yeah, it doesn't. Let's go and remove our UI settings so we can see the error more clearly. This stuff, we just comment this stuff because we set some escape sequences and this is why it's so like a mess. We want to have nice and tidy. Yeah, reached unreachable code. Oh, where is that? Oh, it can't find a file, right? Hmm. Yeah, maybe we can just use here like CWD, right? Like something like that. So how did we do it? CWD. Yeah, here. Say real path alloc. Really? Do we really want to do that? Probably want to have stdfs.cwd somewhere here. And what does it return? It returns a dir in the file fs. Let's go to that file. I was here before, so real path I think is what we need. Path name out buffer. Yeah, sure, out buffer. The out buffer is yeah, I understand it. We should supply. Let's go here. We call real path. Oops. Real. Oh, I should type better. Real path. Like so. Then we say path name, which is this one, and we say out buffer. We'll just create a buffer. So we assume that path buff is going to be maybe 256, right? Undefined. I say path buff. And does it return any errors? Real path and real path. Yeah, it can return an error. So we just do here try and here try as well. Probably we should do that. Not here. We should have an absolute path here, I think. Yes, 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 yes. Let's go with just path here. And let's go to the server and add some code to the server side. Client server, here it is. Oops. Like so. So this is our path. Path. Const we need path buffer, which is path 256 u8 undefined, and we use here our hard-coded value. Okay, here, yeah. Let's go now. Okay, we have a bigger stack trace. That is fine. Oh, okay, it is struct field missing. This is struct field modes key mode. Oh, okay, okay. You might not need to use real path if you just use open file rather than open file absolute. I don't know. Fan open file. Oh, yeah, yeah. You're right. If we have a dir, we can use open file. But in current implementation, I think it is better to use what we did, because we want to have path here in the server, and in the config we want only to care about absolute paths, because config should care only about parsing configuration file, and it expects path. It shouldn't make any assumptions whether it's relative to something, not relative to something, so we can reuse this function in more places. But it's a good note to have. I didn't know about open file. This kind of all this FS API is kind of scary for me. I don't think I'm good at it yet. There are so many things you can do, so many ways to fail, so many different options. Okay, so what we were doing, we were trying to understand why do we have this key mode. We don't have key mode. Let's go and find what is the key, what key mode is. Okay, key mode is a name and default and key bindings. Oh, okay, okay. We don't have default, right? We have just names. Okay. I believe you can also pass absolute path to open file. Doesn't have to be relative to CWD. Do I? Well, it seems kind of redundant. Opens a file for reading or writing without attempting to create a new file. To create a new file, see create file. All file close, so that the path parameter has no null bytes. Subpath. Open file was C to POSIX path. Yeah, it looks like so. Yeah. Okay, for now it's just good to know about it, but we don't have any problems with that. So we'll leave it for later in case we need it. I have this little remark in my head. So key mode is actually not that stuff. How do you even represent Zig YAML. Simple names, numbers, nested, sum, week, finally. Okay, names. Oh, this one. This has to be same as a key here. Okay, I think I made a very big mistake. Very big assumption, which I shouldn't have made. These keys should be same as these keys, and it means that we can't have a variable number of modes in our YAML file here. If we want to have normal insert, we don't want to have a variable number of modes. So either way, we work with untyped stuff, right? Yeah, and we will have to make a structure like with the key names like H, J, K, L, and so on for every single key. That doesn't look right. Okay. Okay, major fail, major fail. Let's commit it as done, but major fail, right? This is what it is. So we have fork.log, we remove that one. We add everything, and we look at what we have added. Did we create like Git submodules? Do we say that we have a different branch here? Subproject commit. Well, commit carries a branch, right? Probably we don't need to say it explicitly, the branch name. Yeah, like so. Uncommit this stuff, and what do we have? Zig YAML. What's up with Zig YAML? cd Zig YAML. Is this about these directories? We can just remove them. Yeah, sure. Now we say compiles with Zig YAML, but a major fail. Okay, so we will have to work with untyped. We will have to create a general, yeah, and we don't need a container. It was very nice to have you container, but unfortunately we'll have to kiss you goodbye. Yeah. And this one goes inside. Okay, so here what we want to do, we have untyped, yeah, and now we will use just stuff, logic or brain power to make a structure of key map from this untyped, and that is what we will do here. Okay, untyped. So how do we do it? Expect map contains untyped docs items 0 dot map. Okay, this is what we want. And we also want to have a very specific key. Map get names. Okay, okay. We can work with that. If map.get key map, like so, key map. We say let's open our YAML file here. So key map, and we have several modes, right? So how do we iterate? We need some iteration, please. Zig YAML main. Maybe we can open it in another tab. Fish, and let's go to Kisa and what? Kisa. Yeah. Zig YAML EAE main. Iterate. No. Iterable. Maybe in other files. Okay, tokenizer is definitely not it. Parser. Maybe. Doc list. Format. Value. Yeah, probably in main still. We go. What? Value. Here it has empty. Like, I want same stuff for JSON, please. Thingifiy. So we had our docs, docs, items, map, and here it is, map. Map get key map. We care about key map. Now we want to have key map like a general iterator through all the keys inside of it. So const map. So there are some functions. Entries, std, array, list, and manage. I think values is what we need. Is this right? I think values is the right thing to do. We go values and we iterate through all the entries. An entry has a key and another value. And key is a token index. And we want to have a string representation of that index. Maybe we can have get. Okay, main. Wait, what? Map.get. Am I wrong? Map.get. Oh, I see. It is where is map? It is array list unmanaged. So it is array list, and do we it's not a function for an array list, right? Here map get is like directed to this map. Let's go to docs. Maybe we can find anything interesting. Const doc. So it has what we use, docs items, docs. Okay, docs items. Oh, I see. It's a general tree, untyped. We go docs items 0, our first document. It has a bunch of nodes. Const node. It would be nice if you could use a parse key map on that key map object. It would be nice, but I can't do that because I will have to have a struct which has keys h with action as a value, then key j with action as a value, then key k with action as a value, and I can't parse dynamically this stuff here, unfortunately. I can do an array of values, like array of keys, like so. Like h, cursor, move left. Array of arrays, yeah, like this one. I can do that with parse, with dynamic number of objects. but I'm not sure this is the way to go yet. Well, well, at least this is not how we want to write our YAML file. If we wrote our YAML file like so, then yes. But we want to write it like so that it is understandable for the general consumer, which is me. And I, I wouldn't, I will be very quickly lost in this kind of stuff. So yes, we can, but it will be a machine-readable format rather than YAML, unfortunately. But it would be very nice to do so. So let's get what we had previously. So we started here. Oh, okay, here. So doc, start and value. We want to go and understand what this is. What's map? Items 0 dot map. So docs items dot 0 docs. This is 3 items. This is this one, and 0 it will be node. Let's go to node. Node, we say method map. So what does map do? Doc list. So it doesn't have a method map. What's wrong? Enum. It has an enum. Okay. Yeah, I didn't expect that Zig code will be hard to understand. It should be easy to understand. What's up with that? So this is items 0 is of type node, and I'd like to find map. What's map? Here is node and map. Map. Node doc. Field parent ptr. Is this like a tagged enum? Yes, it looks like a tagged enum, but what's up? Why is this struct? It wants to deceive us, I think. Okay, let's go to map nevertheless. And try to find, how do we call get here? Is this some kind of magic here? If this is our map and I call get, base tag, is this from the extended library? Let's go to hash map and get. So here. Yes, you want fan get this one. And notice he's using field parent pointer. Maybe that's related to the magic. Well, it definitely is related, but I still don't understand how exactly. Maybe we get just this one hash map, some kind of hash map, and we can use all the functions here. Let's just assume it is that. So it had some iteration. Iterator. Create an iterator over entries in the map. The iterator is invalidated if the map is modified. Okay, and can we use this iterator? Iterator, next entry. Okay, I think I understand. Yeah, let's do that. So we go file keymap dot iterator. Yeah, it should be like so. Var keymap it is keymap dot iterator. And we go key map it next. Have our mode, right? Mode. Or rather entry, which is what's our entry for mode? It is mode to key bindings. Yes, mode to key bindings entry. And we go to key bindings entry, and entry has a key and a value. So the key is a string, I suppose. I hope so. Well, Zik will tell us. We go our key bindings, key mode. Yeah, we create one key mode, key map. Let's start creating some stuff. We need key map. Key map is key map with modes. So far we don't know what it is here, but we want to have a key map. Oh, I think I know what it is here. Okay. It is an array, right? STD array list of key modes. Okay. STD array list key mode dot init. I think untyped docs items 0 is just a value. If it is a value, const value. It's still pretty basic. Yeah, I don't know how to interpret that map. How do we call map on just a value? Some magic is out of my understanding, unfortunately. And we need an allocator here. Now, when we do it like so, we initialize new key mode. Main.zip. Okay. Oh, it is another value. Okay. I think I understand. It uses same words in multiple files that are not related to each other. Yeah, I think I understand. Okay, I don't have full picture, but at least I know where to go from. Yeah, thank you. Okay, key map. We should initialize our key map. This is key maps. Or key modes. Key mode. Key map. Key modes. Or modes. Is this one? Modes. And we say that on each key map it next we want to have mode to key bindings entry, and I hope that mode is a string. So we have, is mode a string, please? Probably yes. If here get and it's a string, yeah. Zig will tell us otherwise. Okay, we need new mode. Var mode. Yes, let's go forward. Key mode, which has a name, and it is mode to key bindings entry dot key. and other values are undefined for now. Default is undefined. And we have some error here. Yeah, here. And our key bindings is... So here we'll need to create a new key bindings stuff. Yep. Key bindings std array list of key binding dot init alley. And we say we just want to have it here like so. Alright, now we go to this one. And we want to go to the value, which is a map. And we want to iterate through that map. So we have just parsed this one. Now we want to parse all this stuff. Mode to key bindings entry, and what's entry? Let's go to iterator entry. What's entry? Key PTR, value PTR. Do we get value or key or PTRs? Okay, let's assume we have PTR here. So we have key PTR dot like so. We have it allocated right here. Yeah, and we want to own memory. I think so far it looks great. Maybe not too great, because we have to do allocations, but it's config file, we can allow that. And now, let's just try to compile it, because I'm very unsure what I'm doing. Redeclaration 53. Key map. Where is the oh, I see. Key map modes. Key map entry. This is map config entry. Map get key map. Map. Naming again. Got so many namings today. But this is why we do all this new stuff. We have a lot of naming to resolve. Okay, we'll have here we'll have key map, but here, which we use only here. So we'll have key map entry, I believe. Or not. Entry is a little bit different. We want to have get key map dot get key map value, right? Key map value. Unused local variable. Mode. We'll use it later. Unused local variable 50. Oh, I see. We will return self with key map. The container, of course, we'll have to get rid of you. No hard feelings. In union. Okay, probably like so. Expected type found. Yeah, we forgot to change the signature. Key bindings, and we say that we want to have array list of key bindings. Kind of more dynamic, right? Probably here you want to have std array list of actions. Dynamically grown array. Okay, so far we are Gucci. And it even runs. Oh, that is a bit unexpected. Just compile time errors, no runtime errors. Let's finish up what we have here. So it is correct here, key PTR. Then it means that we'll have to use value PTR for the entry when we iterate through these things. So we'll have another map iterator, so key map iterator, and it will be mode iterator. Var mode iterator, and it will be mode to key bindings entry, value PTR. We dereference it, we say it is a map, and we say we want an iterator. And we say that we want to iterate through it. Mode to key bindings array, and now key to binding entry. Okay, so here we are really close to our actions. So now we have key binding, which is var key binding is binding, where our key is key binding to binding entry. Okay, so we'll have a key here. We will need to create it. Let's take a quick peek. Okay, colors on. We don't need dot asterisk unless that's double PTR. You think so? Okay, let's try. So here we'll need to create a key from a key description. We have our textual key description, and for now, no, we can't do this for now. We should do it, yes, for now. Comment this now, and we'll do just a single key is what we have. So we say that this is formatted like so, and we say keys dot key dot init. Do we have something like this? So what do we have here? ASCII and character. Okay. So we say ASCII and key to binding PTR. Like so? Probably yes. Dig out the references. One level of pointers isn't usually necessary unless you assign the value. I don't know. Yeah, it sounds correct. Yeah, and I think also in this case you also want to specify that you want to dereference a pointer when it is pure right-hand side value, without any methods or fields calling invocations. So yeah, here we have our key, and we need For key bindings, we need actions. And actions, we still don't know what that is. But yes, we know what it is. Actions is std array list init alley. Yeah. Okay. Modes. Can probably move this mode somewhere. Or really not. Let's just use this one to be a little bit shorter. And we should reference modes yeah. We should reference modes inside the ski map. Key binding. We have key binding actions. We have here actions, and now we should iterate through the actions. So we do something like that here. Actions iterator key to binding entry value ptr map iterator. Okay, I think we have we have got to the very deep level where it is just an array of strings. Okay. God give us strength to finish this. We go while actions it next and action entry, yeah, action entry. Oh wait, it's not a map, let's see, what do we have else? It's a list, right? Just a list. It's a list. And if it is a list, that means we can just iterate through the list items. Yeah. Like so. For items action. Okay, that should be simpler. Action. So we say that we want to have an action here. We want key bindings dot actions dot append action, and we'll create an action, which is what? Which is just this, because it is an array of bytes, just a string. And default, yeah, we will have one exception if yeah, this one. We'll call it key. Yeah, we'll just call it a key. No, it's not a key, it's a key character. Or key icon, key signal, key, like a representation of a key. Key representation. So if eql mem.eql u8 default key representation, then we go mode, yeah, mode.default equals, what is default? Action. Do we need to have a default as an array of actions? Like, why not? Okay. Then default is an array of actions. So here default, we don't need to assign to it, but we need to add append dot append. Actually, same stuff, right? Like here, right? Probably want this to have in a separate function. It's kind of similar. It's just all of this stuff is where do we append to. For now we can just copy it. Yeah, we have it here. We say that default append. And if not, we go like this. Yeah, let me reread what I have. I think ArrayList has append slice method too, if that's easier. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's easier, by the way. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is. Good idea, yeah. Let's roll with that. And slice. Like so. Okay, okay. Oops. Not exactly. Yeah, like so. Okay. This is in the else branch. We parse it. Yeah, let's reread what we have here. We have a key map, then we get our untyped stuff. We get our key map key here, this one. And we want to have a default action, right? No op default. Then we get key map. We are in this context here. Then we say that we want to iterate, and we iterate through entries, which is this is key and this is value. Then we say that key bindings is here array. Yeah, we should do it like so. Then we say that our mode name is this normal. It is key pointer. Then we have a default values or default actions, which will later use this one for default actions. And we have key bindings, which is also is this an array list? Yeah, it is an array list. Is it array of these two values? It should be a hash map when I think of it. Everything should be a hash map when I think of it. Okay, we'll finish our array list implementation, and if we need, we will do a hash map. Because this array list implementation is actually quite fast for small values. For example, I did some measurements for 16 values. It is better than hashing functions. It's faster, right? And it is generally better when there are under like 35 keys or something like that in general case. An implementation of a hash map via array is better than via hash table in this case. From what I remember, it could have changed right now because my knowledge is about a year old on that. Who knows? Who knows? So we go say that there is a mode. We say the default key bindings. Yeah, okay. Then we say that we want to go to value, map iterator, and again iterate through these entries here. We say that we want to get our key representation as a key pointer, this one, and a zero, like a single. Okay, it's also not that simple. We'll have a 0, so H, J, K, L, N. But here it will be not D, but we will need to do this thingy like so, I believe. Yeah, let's do it like so. Because we don't want the first character of default, which is D. Not what we want. This one we will fix it later. To do. Should be properly fixed. Then we go like this, and we say that we want to get a value and a list of items. And here it will work, but here it won't work, I believe, because it will be just a string value, not a list of values. But maybe if we call list, library will tell us, oh, it is a list of just a single value. Okay, let's try to build it. Maybe run it even. And use local variable. Okay. So here's key binding, and we should probably... Yes, we should append it after we have created it. So mode, key bindings, append, key binding. Try. Yeah. Okay, some types. Five, 7. So it says it didn't expect this array. And why is that? Yeah, because we messed up the signature of this function. Index of single item pointer. Okay, maybe you're going to be happy with that. No member named items in... Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about. So we will need to do a switch here, I believe. Yeah, let's do a switch. So here we do like so, switch. It is a tagged union, so we just switch on list, and we say we want to do this stuff if it is a list. List.item, append a slice. But if it is not a list, if it is what? If it is string, right? String. Want to say try key bindings. Oops, sorry, so it would be key binding actions and string. maybe like so. Unimplemented config value, and just print it like so. What do we have? This one. So are you happy now? Expected 1, found 2. Okay, we don't really care. std debug panic. Yeah, let's take a look. Debug.zig, debug.zig, and panic extra. Enable segfault, no suspense, switch, panic stage. Okay. Okay, let's try to use that. I think it's a good option for us. Happy? No, not yet. Okay, it says that value yeah, we are missing some step. Oh, it does not need a value because it is already an array of values. Okay. How about... Oh, no, we need to transform these values into what we have. Oh, right. Here it will be a little bit more complex, but not too much. So we say that for list have YAML value, which is a string, because otherwise we want to fail. And we say that yeah, general is this, right? This is what we want to say. Like so. Yeah, that seems right. Have list, we say that it is an array. It says that it is an array here. So we iterate through the array, and we just do one more time this stuff, because we know it is a string. Otherwise, we can just crash whatever. Yeah, one more place to fix. Right. Here we will have to do same stuff. We can't use append slice, unfortunately. Value ptr list YAML value string, and we want to append it to mode.default instead of keybindings action. It does not support field access. Oh yeah, I forgot to supply the type. Actions. Yep. Action. Used argument in oh, we have compile value already. 3, 6, 5. Ooh. One more time. It's not my file. Okay. use unimplemented config value. Unimplemented config. Oh, yes, yes, yeah. I forgot to put here this qualifier, or how would you say? And another error. Let's trace it to 8.1. Maybe it was the same error. Yeah. Let's try one more time. Okay, okay. I see. I see. I see. And I can't do anything. Is this like running? Kisa. So, how do I kill it once again? Kisa. And kill F9. And dig build run this one. Kill. And ascend. No. So how do we kill? I want to kill. Kill. F9. Enter. Yeah, yeah. Perfect. So we were trying to understand what was the error. Now we need to disable UI so we see errors nicely. And we need to run. Okay, error unhandled. Well, it is another frustrating error. Yeah. Can we kill Kisa? Yeah, we can. So what do we do? Actually don't know. Probably I will have to reread my code. And although I was trying to be smart and say, oh, we don't need to use array list, I mean hash maps here, array lists are fine. Probably we still want to use array lists, I mean hash maps for the keys, because like how many keys we can have? Like at least 26. Then there are number keys, which is another 10, 36. Then we have what? We have some combinations like control, meta, shift. We have some function keys, and overall I think it can be around 50, 60 for a good config, right? Maybe even 80 key bindings in the same file. But I think that 80 is a number where hash map will be much better than this one, than array list. Yep, let's make a to-do comment. Let's leave it as just comments for now. It's not really a documentation comment. Do use hash map for key bindings, and we will leave it just above key bindings. Okay, I think this is almost done. There is just one small error somewhere here, and I don't feel like dealing with this error right now. So I think it is a good point to end the stream. And before we do that, let's make a small recap of what we have achieved today. Let's take a look and say almost parses YAML file correctly. Push it. So let's go to our schema here. So we were here. We already had this key press event sent through the client, through the transport to the server, and now we were implementing this stuff that from server it should go to key map. And currently we were just implementing this key map as a small part of general config. And we are almost done with this key map. It is a bit harder than I expected. I thought we can handle it very well, but another grave error that is not very understandable, and I believe it requires some time of digging into it. So I will do it in my free time offline, because I'm kind of have a very serious face when I'm thinking really hard to understand something, not the stream face. The two-step says, nice work, thank you. Close to parsing the YAML turned out to be more complex, but not too bad, I think. Yeah, that is my also general impression. I think we have a good foundation, right? We have at least we understand what we want, and we know how to name things. And with that, I think everything else will just a breeze. Just a couple of small errors, and we'll be perfectly fine for now. So yeah, thank you everyone who was with me here. Yeah, thank you Two Step for helping me along the stream. It's very nice to have someone to help, because I'm by far not an expert in Zig. Yeah, I really appreciate it. And yeah, see you all again. Was really nice. I have my new internet, which does not break twice middle of the stream. I have my new microphone, and this is first time I tested it. It's quite big. Yeah, let me show you it. Yeah, do you see it? Huge, like real huge. My new toy. Yeah. And yeah, thank you all. I think this is a good end. Thank you and bye. By the way, raid stuff. I want raid the channel. Let's raid the channel. I wanted to do it for some time. Let's go here. We go here. Yeah, it is here. Yeah. Twitch. Let's find someone. Maybe there is someone I follow and I like. We can raid this person. Okay. Twitch. This. Yeah, I think he is. He's Russian, but let's. He does some simulation shooter stuff. Oh, he not just plays stuff. Okay, well, I guess we'll just raid him anyway. If you don't watch him, you don't watch, but nonetheless. Didn't even knock the mic over or smack it. Well, it's not that bad. I have some space between me and the laptop, so it's kind of okay. So it's not like terrible, not terrible. So yeah, let's just raid this guy. he plays some stuff. I believe he knows English. He's like previously he was a manager of some very complex 3D stuff, and currently he's like oh, it is here. Currently he tries to implement this stuff himself, and he plays the game. So whatever. So bye. Thank you.